why do we, as a spiritual community or as a spiritually awake community, lean towards sharing our pain, sharing the dark side of the awakening, almost more than trying to find a solution towards integrating that dark side? And the one reason we do that, again, is the survival instinct. Just as the survival instinct exists pre-awakening, the survival instinct within us exists even during an awakening process, so that the old mind is fighting for survival. And the more that we share the dark side of awakening, the pain that the awakening is making us go through, or how we are all feeling and how frustrated we are all feeling, the thing is, whilst we are sharing, right, that little respite that we get when we share almost keeps us locked in with that pain, and keeps us locked in that belief that there is a dark side to spiritual awakening, that there is a lot of pain in this process. Absolutely, there is. There's no doubt about the fact that it is going to be a painful process, because shedding the individuate sense of self and everything that we've accumulated, that we perceive as who I am and this is my identity, when it just starts to fall off, you go through a state of depersonalization, and eventually you will find a new personality, because it will be important for you to have a new personality with which you can be an autonomous spiritual being. Because when you're not an autonomous spiritual being, as we know, we will be subject to other entities, other thoughts out there that are directed at us. So it is important for us to maintain that autonomy. But the more that we commiserate with each other, the more that we keep focusing on the pain of that spiritual awakening path, this is again a trick that the mind keeps playing with us, that, hey, it's going to be painful, and it is painful. And so this lingers on the stagnation, or it lingers on the hermit stage or the isolation phase, right? We don't have to follow any particular stages or phases. One of the dangers of us subscribing to content that we find, or that we listen to somebody and it feels like, yeah, this is what I'm going through. You may not be going through something, but because somebody else has said it, we literally simulate that experience that we call on to us, which is not a primary experience that is actually coming naturally from us, but you are making this up. And it's very, very interesting that we almost can't tell the difference, because remember, our brain doesn't even understand linear time. This is why whatever has happened in the past feels so fresh when we enact it with that feeling. Or that if we want to connect with something in a future reality, we connect with it with the feeling that it is happening right now, and so we call upon all of that to make it happen right now, right? So it's important for us to recognize that, yes, whilst it is a process that we're going through, one, to make it our own process. Secondly, to ask ourselves, why do I gravitate towards wanting to listen to everybody else's story of pain, and that I'm not the only one who's gone through this pain, and yet, yes, it pretty much sucks at times. Why am I gravitating towards that? Because for a while it's okay, but beyond some time, it is not, if it's not really serving us, except keeping us locked in a particular place, as we would be pre an awakening, where we're still stuck in that little cocoon. We don't want to leave it because we're stuck to habit, because we don't want to. We're still in that push and pull of, yes, I'm awakened, I'm awakening, and I'm still wanting to get to that point, and we are still at the behest of the triggers. We're still thinking that the problem is out there, not in here, to the point that we subscribe to psychic attacks, we subscribe to all sorts of things that are happening outside of us, as an explanation to why we're feeling a particular way. We hold within us how we want to feel, including the trajectory we want to take during our spiritual awakening process. Call back your power, recognize and become aware of your own isms during your own process. Happily awakening all the time. Take care.